My next stop is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to meet someone who has a totally unique ability. We've all seen world records being set by a guy pulling a vehicle with his bare hands, but now a Chinese man claims he can pull a van using just his eyelids. Something that not only sounds impossible, but very, very dangerous. I want to find out if the rumors are true, or if it's just trickery. I've arranged to meet Yang Guangqi in Kuala Lumpur because it's a place notorious for the painful Hindu festival of Thaipusam. Here, the ultimate show of devotion is having hooks pushed through the skin, causing immense pain. Yang Guangqi takes it a step further and says he can use hooks on his eyes.
Hello?
I want to find out why anyone would even want to do this.
I heard you were able to pull a car using just your eyelids. Is that true?
对，是的。
Yes, that is true. I had a great curiosity, and I wanted to do something that normal people can't do. So I started to train my eyelids so that I could pull a car.
So you can pull anything that you can pick up with your hands?
只要我的手能够挤得动。
That's right. If I can lift it with my hands, I can lift it with my eyelids.
Yang is famous back in China, where he's demonstrated his strength.
How heavy is the van?
有2吨重。
This van weighs 2 tons.
Having seen the photo, it appears Yang is using his eyes, but I can't understand how it doesn't break bone or tear skin. To find out if it's even scientifically possible, I brought him to the University of Malaysia to meet one of the world's leading eye specialists, Professor Fong.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hello.
Hello.
The professor wants to examine Yang's eyes to see if he can find anything unusual.
So just looking at his eyes, if you have a look here, you can see that he's got a bulging of his lower eyelids here, which suggests something different from what we normally see. So
Professor Fong starts by gauging the strength of the muscles around Yang's eyes.
Okay, squeeze it really tight. Don't let me open your eyes. Don't let me open your eyes. Squeeze it really tight.
Yang squeezes his eyelids together so tight that Professor Fong can't get anywhere near opening them.
I've not seen anything like this before. I mean, normally I'd be able to quite easily prise open someone's eyes.
Having established the strength of Yang's eye muscles, the professor wants to take a closer look.
And look up again. And his lower eyelid in itself is quite thickened. I mean, if you looked at him on the street, you wouldn't think there was anything different. But on closer inspection, certainly his eyelid muscles appear to be bulkier than normal.
To give Dr. Fong a greater understanding, Yang is going to prove he can lift 2 full buckets of water.
Now, the hooks are wider than I expected, so I guess that distributes the weight better.
Yeah, I think it's the curvature of the hook. It's much longer than anything.
Whoa.
Ah, I see. So the hooks itself are not going on the inside of his eyelids. They're actually going on the outside of his eyelids. They're hooking directly onto his orbital bone. They're not actually entering the inside of his eye.
Yang is actually resting the weight on his eye sockets. It's incredible that the bones can withstand such a load.
These are just little buckets of water. I mean, he says he can pull a car. Why isn't that fracturing his...
I know. I mean, that's what's pretty remarkable.
Dr. Fong sends Yang for an MRI scan to look closer at his muscles and see if he can get any more information.
Do you see any trauma to his eye? Has he
No,
caused damage?
everything looks structurally intact.
But the MRI does clearly show the abnormal eye muscles Dr. Fong noticed in his initial examination.
What it shows that the muscle that closes his eyes are enlarged. On the machine, it tells us the thickness of his muscle is about 50 times more enlarged compared to normal.
This proves his muscles are incredibly large. The orbital bone is very strong, and the combination of the two must be the key to his amazing ability. I'm going to put Yang to the ultimate test and see if these incredible rumors are true. I have a 2-ton vehicle ready and waiting. Then we'll find out if this man can really catch anything.
Yes!
I'm in Kuala Lumpur, investigating real-life superhumans. In medieval Britain, traders were tortured by pushing objects into eye sockets. But Yang Guang He does this by choice and uses hooks in his eyes to lift heavy weights. I want to push him to the limit, so I've challenged him to pull a 2-ton van, a full 20 feet, using his eyes.
Hello, Yang.
Hello?
These are the hooks he's going to be using.
I think they're designed specially to fit into his eye socket. You can see the curve of the hook follows the curve of his orbits.
Well, I definitely can't believe a person's going to pull a van that big with their eye sockets.
Well, I'll be very curious to see if he can do it.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Deep.
Yeah!
That's amazing. It's
You okay?
Okay.
Wow, very impressive.
Okay.
Blew my expectations out of the water.
Yang pulled the van an incredible 30 feet, further than I challenged him.
You can see some swelling going on, but other than that, he's just fine.
His superhuman eye muscles must have had something to do with it.
well, I think he's got to keep his eyes shut, otherwise the hooks will come loose. Once it's attached to the eye socket bone, then he can move the van.
So he pulls the 2-ton van with his eye sockets and uses the muscles around his eyes to keep the hooks in
Exactly.
place. How come he's not fracturing his skull?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Using his superhuman eye